Southwest states have tightened security at their northern boundaries amidst discoveries that northern youths are hiding behind bags of foodstuffs and livestock to breach the existing COVID-19 lockdown in the zone. At all the boundaries, security agents have intensified searches on trucks conveying foodstuffs from the north, especially with Kano emerging as the new epicenter of the COVID-19 crisis in Nigeria. Some days ago, Ekiti State residents felled trees across roads at boundaries to beat the antics of security agents who were suspected to be compromising the security of the state. The trees were soon cleared because they blocked access for vehicles on essential travels. In Lagos State, fear is mounting over the possibility of a second major outbreak of coronavirus as truck drivers moving farm produce from Kano have been accused of smuggling passengers from the northern states into Lagos, hiding them among huge tomato consignments. Lagos, Nigeria's most populous state, is leading in COVID-19 infection, topping the 1,000 mark, while Kano's number is surging at a rate that has alarmed medical experts and personnel. Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje had confirmed COVID-19 patients fleeing the state and threatened to have their names published. These two states are under presidential lockdown, with the north most populous state moving into the epicenter of the coronavirus crisis following a slew of high-profile deaths within weeks suspected to be COVID-19 related. The alleged smuggling of passengers from Kano, whose COVID-19 status are unknown, into Lagos is causing panic and uproar in the southwestern states. A similar situation between Osun and Zamfara State, which saw indigenes of the latter being packed alongside goods from the north to the southwestern state, has witnessed a flurry of unpleasant official exchanges between the governments of the two states. Kaduna and Kano also recently engaged in a brief spat over same issue after a truck from Kano was caught by Kaduna officials at the border trying to smuggle in young boys suspected to be Amajiri. Kaduna is another hotbed of COVID-19, and the governor Nasser El-Rufai just sailed through the infection, having spent weeks in isolation. Trucks doing interstate movement of essential goods, especially foodstuffs, are cleared by the authorities manning the lockdown regulations, and the alleged abuse of the privilege is linked to desire to make a fortune out of the national misfortune. As the controversy deepens, authorities are talking tough, but market leaders from the north trading in Lagos are washing their hands off the illegal movement of humans, which could further hurt official and unofficial efforts at stopping the spread of the deadly virus. Security agencies in charge of enforcement of the ban on human interstate movements are alleged to be in a compromise facilitated by bribe monies from the truck drivers and their passengers. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has consistently warned security agencies against compromise that could further hurt a populace which has been on a lockdown for close to 5 weeks. President of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Alhaji Tajuddin Baruwa, has also joined the fray, warning the union members across the country to desist from mixing passengers with foodstuffs and livestock. Baruwa, who is a member of the technical task force set up by the federal government on free movement and foodstuffs and livestock, gave the warning in a letter sent to all the state councils of the union. He said in the letter, "This is to bring to your notice that the federal government on April 24, 2020 inaugurated a joint task technical force. The mandate of the team is mainly to facilitate the movement and free flow of food, livestock and agricultural inputs across the country during the lockdown period. The purpose of this circular is to inform all our member drivers, particularly drivers of articulated vehicles, trucks, who are involved in conveyance of foodstuffs, livestock and agricultural inputs across the country that carrying of fare-paying passengers on their trips is highly prohibited. However, A driver is authorized to go along with his assistant or mate, which is conductor, who will help the driver in the event of any breakdown or any errand while on their trip. However, be informed that in the state of areas where there are no trucks, buses and cars can only be used to convey food items, provided that such vehicles are not used to carry another passenger except the driver's assistant or conductor, as the case may be. Furthermore, state secretariats are hereby directed to liaise with the directors of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture in their respective states, as similar technical task teams will be constituted in every state of the federation. Then talking about the northern youth who are coming to Lagos for survival, sacking Hausawa. The sacking Hausawa of the Sasha area of Lagos, Alhaji Liasu Isakira, appeals to northern youths to remain in their home state pending when the federal government will lift the ban on interstate travels. Reacting to the allegation that many of the youth get hidden in trucks moving cattle to Lagos, Alhaji Isa Kira, who himself has been caught up in the lockdown in Katsina State, said the youth migrating to Lagos were merely artisans looking to use any available window provided by government to engage in menial jobs and would fetch them some money to survive the coronavirus hardship. He attributed their decision to be smuggled into Lagos in trailers bringing livestock to a desperate attempt to escape government's order, mainly to make little money for survival. He, however, appealed to Lagos and federal government to assist citizens with adequate palliatives, saying nothing kills faster than hunger. Lagos state government should please help people with food. Hunger kills people even more than coronavirus. Many people who died in Kano State were not killed by the virus, but hunger, he said. Commenting on the situation, the Sacking Fulani of Lagos and chairman of the Association of Fulani Chiefs in southwest Nigeria, Alhaji Mohammed Bambadu, said all that is required to discourage such a practice is for relevant authorities to be proactive by ensuring that all drivers and their vehicles are properly checked at the time of leaving the north. He advised that the clearance to pass as workers on essential services be issued after the vehicles have been duly checked, adding that any driver thereafter caught conveying unauthorized persons should be sanctioned alongside the passengers. According to him, COVID-19 is not a disease to joke with, as it requires strict adherence to government guidelines by all Nigerians. It is only when serious sanction is applied that other drivers who have similar intent and their passengers would believe that government is serious about it, giving rules and guidelines on interstate vehicular movements, he noted. Bambado pointed out that thorough checking of vehicles carrying foodstuffs and other essential items at this period of lockdown should be extended to all drivers moving from one part of the country to another, and not only those moving from the north to Lagos, and this should be done at every border post. Reacting, the chairman of My12 International Market, Alhaji Shehu Usman, said it was a lie that northerners were using the movement of foodstuffs and livestock to move illegally into Lagos. My12 is a major food market in Lagos. Alhaji Usman, however, admitted that some unscrupulous drivers who might want to make more money could pick passengers on the road. He warned them on the consequence of such an act if caught. He said it is a lie. Look, for about 15 years now, traders at the market have advanced to the extent that they don't even send anybody to follow their goods. Only the driver will be giving a way bill to the vendor in the market. People don't come with their goods again because in cases where the market losses, they will still use from the money for their transportation back to the north. It becomes double loss for them. We called them for a meeting and told them that everybody was becoming wiser now. Place the items that you have for sale in a truck and send it to a vendor in Lagos. The vendor will sell for you and send your money to you through your account. In most cases, people do not follow the exchange except perhaps if the driver wants to make some money along the road and decides to pick passengers, which we have warned them about. I called most of the drivers that do come to my 12. I had a meeting with them and warned them that anybody that is caught picking passengers beyond the conductor of the truck or the owner of the goods on the road will be handed over to the police. We have done that for a very long time. Nobody is picking passenger on the road again. The market also said it is not a service for the passenger. Just yesterday, I was called from Ogun State on the same issue, and I told them that it is the services of the drivers and what they should do is to go to radio and television stations to announce that any driver that picks passengers on the roads should be apprehended. According to him, no new faces have been admitted into the market, and those who were admitted as members of the market came with guarantors who vouched for them. He added, if anybody wants to become a member of the market association, he or she must first come to us to signify his intention, and he must bring somebody to stand as his guarantor. It is the guarantor that will say, this is my brother, he is from so place. Nobody is even doing that now. We don't just allow traders. Anybody that you see in the market, whether Hausa, Yoruba or Igbo, somebody has vouched for them. We engage in the use of ID card to identify you and know where you came from. The my 12 of yesterday is not my 12 of today. You can see that from the face of the market. You see, the good part of it is that since the inception of this coronavirus, after several warnings to people, we have not had a single case of casualty, even when people come to the market from places with high number of victims like Ñ1Ç. I am the chairman of the market. I have not heard of a single case. So guys, some people are denying it. Some people are saying it is true. Some people are saying no, they should hold the drivers responsible. At least from most of what has happened, that is how they always deny. What some people have denied that, oh, this kind of a thing cannot happen. Of course, they might be having points, and those who are still saying they are trying to transport people into the state, they could still be right. But one thing is that if the security people can be trusted, if they can do the right thing, because they are the ones that are causing all of these things. Because if you see that kind of a thing and you'll be able to repatriate them back, they will not try it again. But the problem is the security people who are compromising at all times. They are the ones to be blamed, because if you don't have security people who are trustworthy, then everything being put in place will just be a waste. Someone say, is it now that they want to control it? Sorry, it is too late to cry when the head is off, because northerners have collected southwest from the Yorubas, and I don't think they have what it takes to take it back from them. When they tell them to stop the Amajiri system, they said it was the pride of the North. They use them to increase their number during elections so that they can continue to retain power. Now there is problem. They are disowning them and want southern states to absorb them. This is not only a clear failure of the northern leaders over the years since the program started, but has also shown that their evil programs like educationally disadvantaged areas, quota system, and federal character at the expense of quality and standards can crumble anytime. Some say, but can't government curtail the excesses of these security personnel compromising this interstate travel ban? What manner of country is this? What are they looking for in the south? As someone says, one Nigerian, there's danger already. Can't you see it? This is dangerous. I think there's interstate movement restriction. They should be sent back to where they come from. So guys, let us hear your opinion. But do you think the southwest government or the region, they will be able to do much as regards to this restriction or this lockdown? Leave your comment below and let's have your take.